Hello everyone and a very good morning to you all. I am Sabah Shahzad as Sadakat has already introduced me. Thank you for being here today for the session of information security awareness. Basically, the session is revolves around 2 points, mainly. One is why information security matters to us, and the secondly point, what are the steps we can take every day to contribute to a more secure environment. As Sadakat has also mentioned, and your team member has also told, whether you work in an IT department or in any other department, you play a vital role in the protecting the organization. So, coming towards what would be the key learning steps in this awareness session, it will be we'll be learning what are the essentials of information security and the practical tips to help our organization be resilient, and some common traps that you should be very aware of never fall for it. So what is information security actually? It comprises of various strategies and measure to protect our data from unauthorized access and damage. In a world increasingly reliant on technology, the significance of information security cannot be overstated.
Sabah, your screen has not changed.
Yes, I know. I've not changed it. So, moreover, the rapid advancement of technologies like cloud computing and AI introduces new vulnerabilities every coming day, emphasizing the need of robust security frameworks. By implementing an ISMS, we not only protect our information but also enhance our operational resilience. Okay, so, what is actually information security? As the word itself states, information security, it is the security of information. It is the practice of protecting information and information systems from unauthorized access, usage, disclosure, disruption, modification, and destruction. Mainly, the information security revolves around three things that are confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentially basically means ensuring that the sensitive information is accessible to only the authorized individuals, while the integrity ensures that our data remains accurate and available and unaltered by unauthorized entries. And availability ensures that only the data is available to the authorized users. So our main goal is to establish, implement, and operate, monitor, review, maintain, and improve information security. This holistic approach ensures that we adapt the evolving threats and safeguard our assets effectively. Let's hop onto a video that tells more about information security. information in today's digital environment, data breaches and cyber attacks are rising, and they can cost us financially and damage our reputation in the world. Having strong information security helps us avoid unauthorized access and maintain trust with our clients, partners, and stakeholders. So, simply following ISMS principles and complying with the standards, we can help protect our organization and each other from these data breaches and cyber attacks. Let's get let's start. Access control. Access control is the process of authorizing users, groups, and machines to access objects, information. Um Fundamental access. What is access control? It is basically giving a group of users or specific user a set of rights to access some information. It is the fundamental aspect of information security strategy to gain to help us be resilient. Access control restricts who can view or use set of sensitive information. We can do this by limiting access to certain users or certain set of information only to the users we need to show and do their specific job. Access to sensitive areas is restricted to authorized persons only, as I have already mentioned. Sending sensitive customer information via email attachment is discouraged. For example, if in a company, all the employees doesn't require any uh, authorization. It should require authorization and doesn't need any access to the databases. So only the specific users who have their job roles uh, in line with that need access to the databases. So access is given on need to know basis. It should be implemented to everything from physical spaces like restricted areas to digital access like servers, premises, more or files and all. Okay, there are some threats related to access controls. Shoulder surfing. Surfing is stealing of password by watching users sign in to systems using cameras to observe or record PIN and passwords. It is very common nowadays. You shouldn't be logging into your system or viewing sensitive details on your PC in a public place. You should be very cautious while entering your passwords. And there is one precautionary measure that we can take is using screen filters so that nobody can hop on and watch you over putting while you are entering your password or accessing confidential files that might be harmful for the organization when they're leaked or when somebody else knows the data. So one of the implementation could be like using the screen filters. And other point is to be vigilant. Where are you? What is the place? If it's outside the office premises, you shouldn't be accessing the confidential data files. And even if it is in the office and you are having an open desk policy, you should be very cautious doing that. You might have any CCTV camera behind you that may be recording you or unofficially recording you. So be cautious. Next comes taping. A very common threat, unauthorized connection to communication links, tabs used for spying, manipulating data, planting viruses. You should always use secure networks to transfer your data. Um, it is a very common threat nowadays. Next comes object reuse. If an IT department or the company decides to reuse an IT asset, there are specific protocols for it. You should be wiping off all the previous data in it and revoking all the accesses given to the previous user and complying it with all the standard of security of endpoints. You should wipe all the data, all sensitive information, and revoke all the previous access given to the user and make it ready for the use of the next user before reusing it. Sensitive information can be accessed by unauthorized persons. Yes, this is a threat that if you don't do so, sensitive information that was provided to the last user for his job role can be given to the next user and which can be harmful or vulnerable. This can be exploited. Might be the new user is somewhat attacker. He has come to your company to for some gaining some information. Okay, so another threat is dumpster diving. Discarded printouts contain confidential information. You should be very cautious while discarding your hardware, printouts, papers that contain sensitive information. You should be using a paper shredder to discard the paper or all comply with the company policies, whatever it is, to discard the hardware sensitive data. To classify documents into garbage bin after shredding it. Access control mechanism. The duties should be segregated. No one person should not be doing all the tasks. There should be a segregation of the duties. Access should have to be role based so that no HR person can have an access to the secure database that has no link to his job role. It should be managed and reviewed periodically. You should have control all over, no user should have control all over aspects of critical processes. This helps us prevent fraud and error. Next come least privileges. All the users in the company should have least privileges. Uh, they should be having minimum access to the data. They should be having only access to the data that is required for their job role. And even if they want an escalated privileges, it should be for a time being, it should be monitored, and it should be revoked after the project is completed. You need to know access to sensitive or classified information. Not everyone cleared to access high level of sensitive information. It should be needed to know base. It should be on the need to know basis as discussed. Okay, so information should be classified and so that everyone knows that this is the public information. This can be set to public and others, if it is internal use, all the company employees can see it, and if it is confidential or restricted, you should not be sharing it with even the company employees. So here comes for password policy guidelines. Your password should be strong. It should it shouldn't be your last name or birthday months or very common phrases or dictionary words. Try to keep your password uh, a complex one having alphanumeric keywords, special characters, a combination of these words, special characters, small characters, all of it with it should be unmeaningful actually, and complex data, it should be combination of all these characters, alphanumeric, special keys, and special characters, lowercase, uppercase, and you shouldn't write down your passwords anywhere on your desk or your PC or in a file on at your desktop. You shouldn't write it raw. You shouldn't save it raw. Even if you want to save it, there are many tools like password managers that encrypt your password and save them in a file, but never ever save them on your desktop or any other folder on your system or on the sticky note. Don't write it on the sticky notes and paste it on your table or whatever. Yes, there should be a policy implemented in the systems to change that your password is changed periodically. Moreover, it should be the responsibility of the employees also to change the password and don't reuse the password. Uh, it's better not to use, but it is recommended that don't use the passwords used by you for the last 5 times. Like 5 old passwords shouldn't be used for the next time. Okay, so you should change the default passwords of any system or the endpoints when you take over the system from admin or IT department. When you join the company, you should immediately change your passwords in the first login attempts. Your password shouldn't be shared with anyone, even if it is the IT department, because if they have to make any changes in it, they have the access, they have admin access, they can do it. If someone on the phone even claims to be the IT department and wants your password, there's no reason they want it. You should be investigating who is the one calling, why is he saying it, because it is very suspicious. IT department would never say you calling and say you that they want the password, as they already have it and they have administrative rights. So never ever give your passwords over the call or over if anyone asks you to do. Okay, so don't use the same password for business and non-business purposes. Email security. Email security is very important. Beware of the phishing attempts. Never ever click on the links, attachments in the email that you think are not legit. Um, always verify before clicking on the links or attachments. This can give the whole access to your PC, to your sensitive files, to the attacker. Okay. Chain letters, virus warnings, hoax messages are often how viruses are released. You should never reply to these messages that you find in the junk mailbox, or even if it is in the inbox. Never ever reply to the suspicious messages. Always report to the management. Okay, so business email messages should not be forwarded to a personal email account. That is again wrong. One way to implement the security on emails is to implement filtering solutions so that the phishing emails are already blocked, identified and blocked by the server before they are coming to the employer's mailbox. Also, we should be conducting periodic phishing simulations to assess employees' awareness and readiness in the company. Like it should pose like a phishing email and check if the employee has clicked it or not, so that the company management can know if their employees are readily available to face any attack. Are they resilient or not, and what is the understanding of the employer on cybersecurity? So it's a good way to do this. Email security, enhancing the email security measures, we can significantly reduce the risk of associated risks associated with the email communication specifically. Let's hop into network security. It is another foundation of information security framework. Never allow others to use your login account. Never ever share your passwords or instructions for accessing the network with anyone. Use only standard login methods to gain access to the network, supplying your username and password. Always check if the website is secure that you are entering your username and password on. The computer must have approved an update virus software installed. Also, always check for antivirus updates if you have any, and always use approved antivirus software. Many antivirus softwares that are coming in the market that are free, but are the viruses itself. So never ever install viruses that are free and not approved by your company. Be aware about this too. Okay. Log off the network and power down your laptop when you leave the office. Never ever leave your laptop unattended and unlocked. Okay, so there are some um, ways we should be accessing the internet, specifically in office and on company laptop. Never post confidential information in the electronic forums such as Facebook, chat rooms, or bulletin boards. All the company information is confidential. You shouldn't be posting it on any social media accounts. Material that conflicts with ethical values and productive work environment should not be accessed. Only use the approved list of websites that your company has allowed you to use. Okay, so you shouldn't be playing games or playing music on the company official laptop. That is prohibited and unethical. Here, one thing a company can do is to manage the browser settings of the user of the company laptops and have administrative rights on it, so that the user or employee cannot change them or on their laptops, and have a good security for them. The use of pirated or legal software is strictly prohibited. You shouldn't be using unapproved softwares. There should be a list of approved software that your company allows you to work on, and you should only be using those softwares. And even if you require some other softwares for your job role, you should take permission and um, then use it for the limited time, only for that specific task, and uninstall it then, even if the only if the company allows. Okay, so here comes the clear desk and clear screen policy. No paper document to be left unattended at papers, trays, desks, or work areas. This might contain confidential information that can get leaked, or your company's data can be out. So never ever do that. Labeled information in any form should not be left unattended. Again, no paper document should be actually left unattended at your work table or paper trays. It should be properly disposed of. Avoid shoulder surfers. You should be very vigilant of the shoulder surfers. As I told you earlier, use screen filters, uh, look for the cameras, unauthorized cameras, or anybody standing behind your back, or listen to you. It's eavesdropping. Whenever you go from your desk, lock away sensitive or critical business information. Log off computers and terminals. Protect with a password protected screen when on internet. Unauthorized use of photocopiers should be prevented. If it is not required, you shouldn't print any confidential data on a paper. Don't leave the papers unattended at the printer tray. Use paper thresher to destroy the documents no longer needed, and don't just throw them in the dustbin. Actions against repeated offenders. Okay, so companies should be taking actions so that the employers should be vigilant in doing complying with the company policies. So one of the tips is to use screen filters to avoid social engineering attacks. Uh, and lock your screen whenever you go away, whenever it is unused or unattended. And the company might use visual reminders for employees to lock their computers, never leave their desktop unattended, or confidential paper on the desktop. By creating a clutter-free environment, we reduce the likelihood of this risk of information being shared outside the company. Okay, physical security obligations. You should be checking the ID cards on all the company employees should be wearing company ID cards for the identity, and no other visitor should be allowed in the company premises if he's not escorted, if he has not told on the his desk, and no unattended visitors allowed. Even if you have forgotten your ID cards at home or somewhere, you should be doing manually registering your entry in the register, so that there must be some record that you have come to the office uh, and you are in the office premises. In case of any incident or any data breach, it could be investigated. Entry of visitors on the register. Every visitor should be logged so that in case of any data breach or incident, they might look for the attacker. Premises security is the responsibility of everyone and not just the admin staff. Each and every employee is responsible for information security. Challenge strangers, never ever leave them unescorted. Always accompany them to the sensitive areas, monitor them, and never leave them alone. There is a video on physical security breach.
Hi, Larry. I seem to have left my ID badge at home, so I can't get into the office. Do you think you could let me in?
Sure. You can just follow me in.
Thanks Thanks for letting me in, Larry. Oh no, I've left my laptop in the car. Can I borrow your ID card quickly?
Oh, I guess that's okay.
Thanks. I'll be right back. Jackpot. Let's see what we got here. An unsecured laptop and some cash. An unlocked screen. Profit looks good. I think I might buy some shares. What else? Password, confidential data. Ooh, some car keys. Nice. Okay, time to make masking. Identify Larry. Access granted. Alert. Service shut down. Larry. Alert, alert. Service shut down.
Oh dear.
Okay, so this was an insightful video on physical security breach, that how an employee can be manipulated. So you should be vigilant. Okay, here comes social engineering. People might talk to you directly to get some information, be friendly with you, or maybe they're shoulder surfing or eavesdropping. They're hiding behind some wall and listening to the confidential data you're talking about on the call, or viewing it on your company laptop screen. So you should be cautious of these attackers, intruders. Okay, so one of the example is that attackers pretend to be legitimate end user and calls help desk for a lost password to get the password. Attackers pretends to be a very important person in the company, screaming at the administrator to get what he wants. This might be the case. There are different examples written here. Attacker posing as a system administrator, maintenance technician can persuade users to type in computer commands that users don't understand. This can damage the system or create a security loophole. As told earlier, all the administrators, IT users have know your administrative passwords. They never ask you for the password on the call or directly. Never ever share your own passwords. If something is fishy, do report it as soon as possible. Countermeasures. Even if someone calls you and asks for your password, first of all, you should identify who is the person calling. If you know them or not, remember that system administrators or maintenance technicians don't require your password. Verify the person, know who is he, uh, embarrass him, report him so that everyone else can know them. If you feel victimized by any attempt at social engineering, report the incident. Even if it is not the legit incident, it might be some case, but you should never hesitate to report suspicious behavior so that your company and organization can be safe. Let's watch another video.
So I invited a few of the world's best hackers to try to hack me and show me where my vulnerabilities are. And now I'm going to meet them in Las Vegas for DEF CON, the biggest hacker convention of the year. But they're going to hack me using social engineering, which is essentially hacking without any code. They just use a phone and an internet connection.
You want to do a sample phishing call?
What's phishing?
Phishing is voice solicitation. And basically, what you do is you use the phone to extract information or data points that can be used in a later attack.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Who are you going to call?
Maybe I'll call your cell phone provider and see if I can get them to give me your email address.
I bet they're good. I bet they have my back. But yeah, go for it.
I'm going to spoof from your number, so it's going to look like it's calling from you.
Okay.
Hi, I'm so sorry. Can you hear me okay? My baby, I'm sorry. my husband's like, we're about to apply for a loan and we just had a baby and he's like, get this done by today. So I'm so sorry. I can't call you back. I'm trying to log into our account for uses information and I can't remember what email address we used to log the account. The baby's crying and can you help me? Awesome.
In just 30 seconds,
At gmail.com.
Jessica gets access to my personal email address.
Now, if I needed to add our older daughter on our account so she could call in and make changes, how would I need to go about doing that? You would have to send me a secure PIN through a text message? Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't think I'll be able to receive a text message if I'm on the phone. Oh, I'm not on there either? So I thought when we got married, he added me to the account.
Jess uses my girlfriend's name and a fake social security number
5127.
to set up her own personal access to my account.
Wait, I'm sorry. So there's no password on my account right now. Can I set that up?
She even gets the support person to change my password.
Thank you so much for your help today.
So she just basically blocked me out of my own account.
I'll get her fed after this. All right. Thank you.
Holy shit. So they just gave you access to my entire cell phone account.
You're gonna have to go on and change your password now because it's Jess, my name.
And all it took was a crying baby and a phone call.
Yeah.
Okay. So your workstation and laptop security, your laptop should be password protected, and your laptop should also have a password protected screensaver in case you leave the laptop unattended. The screensaver with the password comes on your screen. Lock your PC when you're not at your desk. Regularly scan all hard drives and remove media. Backup and label important data regularly. Use only approved software and operating systems that are whitelisted by your company. NDA, that stands for non-disclosure agreement. It is basically a legal binding contract that establishes a confidential relationship between the company and the client. It ensures the confidentiality of sensitive information. So both the parties are legally bound to secure the confidential information. It is designed to protect and maintain integrity and confidentiality during exchange of information, data, and documents. So you should actually read the non-disclosure agreement carefully and follow by all the clauses, because if you don't follow it, it's legal. You are legally bound for a penalty or whatever is written in the non-disclosure agreement. You should never be sharing your confidential data that is marked confidential or restricted, like your salary slips or any other information. Disciplinary actions can be taken in case of violations. Okay, so as discussed earlier, all the information in the company should be classified so that the employees know when and where which information can be disclosed and which not to be disclosed. Majorly, the company's data are classified into four different subcategories. That is public data, um, which can be disclosed to the public, and there are no restrictions on it. Then comes the internal use only labeled data, that is for the use of employees. No outsider can should have access to it, and you shouldn't be giving access to the outsider who's not a company employee. Then comes confidential data, which have some sensitive information and should be restricted by user authentication. Then comes the last one, that is restricted data. It is highly sensitive, and it should have limited access to limited users, and it should be handled with proper care. Because if it is disclosed, a company might have some legal actions, or would have no reputation in the world. Okay, so document owner assigned classification level labeling of document is critical for business usage. Define who should have access to what information. After labeling, you should decide which group of users should have which data, and clean all confidential information before giving away laptops for maintenance. Also, never ever give your laptop to maintenance outside the organization. Always go for the company's um whitelisted vendors or company's help desk IT department for your issues and maintenance. Never take your company or laptops to somewhere else for the maintenance. Information handling. Sign NDAs while sharing information with third parties so that they are legally bound to not disclose your information. Okay, always use secure printing options. You shouldn't be printing companies' confidential data from any printer. You should be only using company's printer for printing sensitive information. Destroy it with paper shredder once you have stopped using the document. Data disposal policy should be compliant by all the employees. Only authorized person can speak to media. You cannot give any statement to the media without the consent of the organization or on the behalf of the organization. Only the relative department should do that. Media handling responsibilities. Avoid storing classified data on the flash drives, disk, because they can easily be lost, or they can have been theft. Avoid unnecessary duplications, because the times you have duplicated the data, you should be aware, and you should have all the protocols followed on it. So it's better not to duplicate. Keep backups in proper locks. Use appropriate mechanisms to format the data before giving away the system. Okay, here comes incident and nuclear reporting is responsibility of all. All the company employees should be vigilant and report incident if they face any as soon as possible. So awareness, all the employees should be aware when they come across any security breach or weakness, they should note it down. They should always keep their eyes open of the surroundings, what is happening, and if they sense any uh, risk, they should, or any incident, yeah, or security breach, they should be informing the management at their first exposure. reporting, write it on an incident reporting form or intimate to relevant department along with the corrective actions, and then keep following up the incident and suggest preventive measures to avoid this in future. Okay, so in incident reporting procedures, first of all, the employer should timely report the incident for minimal disruptions of the services or company's reputation. For example, one of the case could be if your services are lagging or your system is down or slow due without any reason. So this might be a virus or any attack on your laptop or any other system. So you should directly report to the concerned department. They will look into it. Immediate actions should be taken, like shutting down the affected device and reporting the incident, discontinuing the services from that laptop for that time being. And then after the incident has been reported and all the things are sorted down, you should restore your services and then maintain the security, ensure that the restored system is secure enough that we don't encounter the same cyber attack again. And then there should be a post incident things like lesson learned. You should be writing it down why the cyber attack was happened, why was it encountered, what have you learned, and what are the implementations you have done after the breach, so that you don't have it again in the future. Okay, culture of compliance. There are many standards globally certified and proven for information security. You should be compliant with that, um, such as ISO 27001, NIST. Their vital standards and frameworks for information security management. Every employee of the company from top to bottom has an important role to play in compliance. Uh, these compliance standards help us to establish and maintain an information security management system. And they ensure ongoing risk assessment and management. Should these complying with these standards enhance our customers' trust. It enhance our credibility with the clients and stakeholders, that the company is adhering to all the compliance and controls in the standard. So it makes our organization trustworthy by people and the clients. So this is a snapshot from the company as ISMS manual. All the employees should be well aware of the company policies and procedures. They should be compliant to the company policies and procedures. They should know what is in the company's policy and procedures. And again, it is very confidential data. It shouldn't be get out. It should be available to all the employees, but all the employees should never ever reach it. Here's another video. Let's wrap up and see another video. Okay, so I think this video has fairly summed up all the key points. Thank you for being a part of this awareness session. That's all from my side.